G'day guys, it's Stuart here from Dougie Bird's Tackle World down here on the Gold Coast. Well, today we're doing the fishing report, we meaning me, because my fearless leader, Dougie, is not here yet again. Anyway, guys, getting stuck into it. So we're doing the fishing report offshore and inshore for the 5th, 6th and 7th of December. Look, where's the year gone, guys? I mean, it's really progressing really quickly. We've had terrible weather. We've had a couple of good days this week. And it looks like we've got tomorrow being the Friday. Looks really good. And then unfortunately over the weekend it is a little bit blown out. But early next week there's a couple of good days as well if you can get out then. So we'll start offshore like we normally do and work our way in. So offshore, Tuesday morning I was able to get out there and we went up to the northeast 50s and we jigged a few kingies and amberjack and stuff like that. Just out in like 85 metres type of depth. So jigging out there, mechanical jigging or fast jigging, worked really well. 150 to 200 gram, guys. So even though there was a little bit of current, the 150 and 200 grammers worked all right as long as we backed up into that current all the time. So put your jigs out. If it blows out the back, just back up and keep up with it. And it'll allow you to fish that little bit lighter jig rather than just going straight up to a 300 or a 350 gram jig and working a lot harder. So 150 to 200 grams, we caught a couple of pearl kingies and a couple of amberjack and on that fast stuff. And then we went out just that little bit wider out into 115, 95 to 115 and slow pitch jigged for pearlies and snapper. So we caught a few pearl perch and snapper as well, along with some pigfish and goatfish and wrasse and that type of thing. So just out that little bit wider, there was a lot of life out there. There's a lot of life in that 85 metres as well, like around where the kingy area is up northeast of the Seaway. But out in that 95 and 100 metres, it was just a whole different ballgame. There was a lot of fish activity on the sounder and they bit a lot better out there. So anywhere from say 100 to 130 gram jigs work quite well. Those ones there, first time I've used a Japanese jig, a little bit dearer, but really good quality, very good glow on them, and they smacked them. So we got some quality pearlies on those ones. And I managed to get a couple good snappers. Some of you guys might have seen the post that we put up on the day, but on the old Lacanis jig. So Dougie and I talk about it every week, but it's just a jig that works. So really easy, really slow. I just let it to the bottom. Try to use as light a line as you can so you don't get that belly in your line. And I just hop it really short and sharp for about a wind or two, so 1 or 2 metres off the bottom. And then I just do a long, slow draw up and let it kind of waft up and waft back down. And all the bigger fish seem to eat it when it was going back down, when it was sinking back down. So really good little tip. If not, chuck it to the bottom, wind it up one turn, put in the rod holder, and the motion of the boat will do all the work for you. So that works quite good as well. Again, guys, like the water quality out the front isn't the best because of all that rain. Out in that, say, 80 to 90 metres, it's quite nice. Coming back into the 36s now, it starts to get a little bit dirty. So around 60 metres, it does start to go that green and obviously water affected and because of that northerly wind that we've had nearly all week. So if you can try to get that current line and troll along there, there's definitely going to be dollies along there. So few dolphin fish caught during the week. Obviously Fad 12B is still out there. So good dolphin fish around there. Along that general 36 fathom line, there are a couple of other fads that have miraculously appeared. They're harder to see. They're marked with things such as crab pot boys. But look, trolling skirts around that, just prospecting around, really good option. So we do have a full range of Pakulas and some fat boys in stock at the moment. So really good tried and proven lures, guys. We've got some other ones that are really good, locally made ones. We've just got to price them up and get them down in the next couple of days as well. So we're stocked to the max with skirts at the moment. So we've got a skirt for every position in the boat and for every occasion. So that's a good option, guys. And while you're doing that, if you can, just sound along the bottom and you'll always see schools of snapper and pearl perch and things like that in around, say, that 70 to 90 metre type depth. If you're just on the outside edge of the 36s, and lots of snapper around the 36s as well, and tuskies and that type of thing. So again, the slow pitch like that ball style or Lacanis style jig, really effective for tuskies as well. If not, you can float line or you can just bottom fish with a traditional Paternoster rig. There's one thing though I should have mentioned before, there was a little bit of current out there. So There was about probably 2 to 2.5 knots when we fished. I had a mate that fished the next day, and there was about 3 knots. So it did pick up, but it looks like it's dropping off in the next couple of days. So if you can get out there tomorrow, being the Friday, good luck. It's definitely going to be good weather and the fish should bite. But over that weekend period, you'll struggle to get out that wide just because we've got that northerly wind blowing through at about 20 knots. So 15 to 20. Coming in a little bit closer, 24s. There's still been a few cobia around for the guys that want a live bait, and bycatch for guys float lining for snapper around that depth, and very much the same on the 18s. Been the odd spotty and school mackerel on the 18s just out the front. Guys trolling hard bodies early morning, all the little bait rigs, which I've forgotten yet again to bring up, but we've got plenty downstairs. So smaller hard bodies, sub that 160, 170 mil type of thing, so 140 to 150 mil, perfect size, and just slow troll them around 6 to 7 knots, and you're bound to be in with a chance. Been a couple of dolphin fish getting caught on those ones as well in that shallower water, so a little bit odd seeing dolphin fish caught on a hard body diver, but yeah, there's been a couple caught in the last week, so something interesting. Coming in a little bit closer now, guys, obviously that water is disgustingly dirty. We do have quite a big, hard run out tide of a morning, so if you are going to go offshore, just be careful of the seaway with that little bit of swell running through. It can be a little bit ugly. You'll be halfway out. I think a low tide will probably be around about 9 or 10 o'clock, so definitely keep an eye out on that. Coming inside, so we'll start off down the seaway end. Been a few flatties along the rock wall on that high tide when that water's nice and clear. So just casting little plastics up into the rock crevices. Been working quite good. Fish a little bit brighter because that water is a bit dirty. That's one of the little S-tackle fishtail minnows in that chartreuse and white colour. Perfect, it's going to stand out there, they're going to see it. If not, I'd be trying just a smaller, slower approach, like a little prawn or something like that. That's just a little Samaki live shrimp. Pre-rigged in the packet, ready to go. You can of course pull that jig head out and put your own jig head in, a little bit heavier if need be, but that's definitely a good option as well. So throwing around the timbers at the end of the seaway run as well. On the northern side, you get a few flatties around them because it holds a lot of bait. Working our way up now, so out around Crab Island, there has been a few flatties around the flats and all the little channels through the weed through there. Again, casting small soft plastics and vibes have been working quite well. Biggest thing is, but again, dirty water. So definitely fish a little bit brighter pattern and fish a bit slower. So generally when the water's nice and clear, you fish a lot more natural colours, a lot more brighter, like shiny colours and things like that, because it's getting reflection off the sun in the clean water, and you fish a bit faster. The fish are a little bit more wary. They have to eat it when they see it. When the water's dirty, definitely slow things down so the fish can kind of process it and find it in that dirtier water. So little Xeric flat shads, they've been working really good. Definitely take that little weedless hook out and put a standard jig head in. And you can fish these fellas pretty good through the weeds. So fish a little light jig head on them and kind of prospect around those weed edges. Definitely put a few flatties in the boat. Been a few little trevally and tailor and stuff like that around it, the same area, doing the same thing. If that's not working, try a little vibe. So again, those little TT Quake vibes, they've been working quite well, and again, go the brighter colour. So something with a little bit of orange on it, like that under colour, that yabby colour, working pretty good. And that flaming perch, that's a very bright colour, the green one, and they're bound to work as well. So vibes generally work a little bit better on that outside edge of the drop off. If you're throwing up on top of the bank or around that high tide early morning, first of the run out, definitely try the little paddle tail plastics. Moving up again now, so lots of crabs around. Obviously that big rain flushed a lot of crabs out. Mouth of the Coomera, mouth of Jacobs Well channel, mouth of the Pimpamar, and all of that type of area. That middle Broadwater, been a lot of mud crabs on the move through there. Haven't heard of many sandies this last week just because of that dirty water. They definitely do like cleaner water. But definitely worth putting your pots around the channel mouths and along those deeper drop-offs on the way up to the pin. The pin bar itself, guys, has been fishing really good. Some really big size tailor on the top of the tide, and as that dirty water line works its way out, they've kind of been following that out. Holds a lot of bait. So watercolor lines or current lines in the Broadwater is definitely something to keep an eye out on if you want to chase a few tailor and trevally and that type of thing, because they can school up bait around that area. So I'd be definitely working along the northern end of South Stratty where it kind of hooks around the bar, and throw little metal lures, or you can troll little small hard bodies, and you'll definitely get a few tailor. Other than that, on the turn of the tide, definitely worth fishing the deep water, so out the front of Duck Creek and out the front of Swan Bay, up in the Pin Bar itself. Been some good dewies caught after this rain, and some good flatties as well. It's kind of pushed a lot of bait out, pushed a lot of those bigger fish out of the estuary systems and towards that more salt water. So definitely worth an option. Again, up that way, guys, up around Jacobs Well, Cabbage Tree Point, and the mouth of the Logan, there's been some quality muddies getting caught around that area as well. So definitely worth it. I know we're going to jump right back down to the south end now, but whiting fishing and stuff like that in the Nerang has been a little bit slow, just due to all that fresh water. So Hens Dam's obviously still going over, so it's quite fresh. I'd definitely be trying more to fish in the middle basin of the Broadwater, so say Wave Break or say Marina Mirage north, just to try to get a bit more of that salt water as it comes through the seaway. Apart from that, guys, the dam's been fishing not too bad. I had a customer in today actually that's been walking the banks around the dam and been seeing a lot of toga, been hooking a few, but hasn't landed too many. But that's just one of those things with togas. And there's been a few bass as well. So early morning, late afternoon, these really hot afternoons and quite steamy mornings, definitely worth trying some little surface lures in the shallows, and they'll get both your toga and your bass. And apart from that, guys, beach fishing over the weekend. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of westerly in the wind, so you might be able to get out nice and early before that wind does crank up. And all those shallow gutters, been some quality whiting after all this rain. It's kind of flushed them out and around the corner, and been some good sea bream and flatties and things like that. So, guys, bit of a quick fishing report this week. We're always pressed for time, and Dougie being away again hasn't helped. But thanks, guys, for watching. And if you've got any questions, please pop in the store and ask one of us, and we'll be more than happy to help. Thanks, guys.